Let me tell you a truth most people don't realize until it's almost too late. Time is the most generous and the most unforgiving thing you will ever know. It gives freely, but it never gives back. You don't get a refund on today. You don't get a replay. There's no pause button, no fast forward, no rewind. You get now. And when it's gone, it's gone. See, when I was a young man, still figuring out who I was, I used to think success was about money, about fame, about applause, but the older I got, the more I realized, none of that means a thing if you don't understand the value of your time. Because time is life. Every second you waste is a piece of your life you gave away, willingly or not, to something that didn't serve your purpose. That didn't bring you peace, that didn't feed your spirit. You gave it away like it was cheap, like it didn't cost anything, but it cost everything. I remember one night, I was working on a film, long hours, long days. And I came home, tired, drained. My son came to me with a drawing he made, smiling so proud, and I almost said, "Not now, son, Daddy's tired." But something stopped me. Something said, "This moment right here, it won't come back." That drawing, that smile, that time with my child, that's priceless. You see, we wait for the perfect moment. We wait for some big sign. We say, "I'll start tomorrow. Next week, I'll focus. When life slows down, I'll chase that dream." But life doesn't slow down. It speeds up. It moves whether you move or not. And if you don't pay attention, it'll leave you behind, with nothing but a head full of regrets and a heart full of could-haves. Every single person in this room was given the same 24 hours today. Not more, not less. What separates the fulfilled from the frustrated, the peaceful from the panicked, the dreamers from the doers, is how they see those 24 hours. Do you see them as a burden or a blessing? Are you dragging your time behind you like it's a weight on your back? Or are you lifting it above your head like a torch, lighting the way? Time is equal, but your attitude toward it is not. And the moment you start treating time like the sacred, powerful once in a lifetime resource it is, that's when everything starts to shift. Because once you truly recognize that every second is a gift, you stop wasting them. You stop letting people steal them. You stop giving your precious energy to things that don't serve the mission. And you start living like time is on your side. Because it is, if you wake up, if you choose it. If you fight for it, not later, not tomorrow, now. Let me be real with you. Focus today. It's under attack, constantly, relentlessly. You wake up in the morning, and before you even say good morning to yourself, something's already demanding your attention. A screen, a beep, a headline, 100 things all pulling you in 100 different directions. And it's not just distractions anymore, it's noise, it's chaos, it's confusion. The world is loud, and if you don't protect your focus, it will bury your purpose beneath the noise. Focus is power. It's your ability to shut the door on the unnecessary and open the door to what matters. It's the skill, no, the discipline, of saying no when everything around you is screaming yes, saying not now to things that look good but don't serve the vision. That's hard, that's real hard, but it's necessary. Because every time you say yes to a distraction, you're saying no to your destiny. I remember working on a role once. It was a complicated character, a man broken inside but still holding on to hope. And I had to go to a place inside myself I didn't want to visit. I couldn't afford to be half present. I couldn't have one foot in the craft and one foot scrolling my phone. I had to disappear into that world. And let me tell you something, the only way I got there was by guarding my focus like it was my very soul. You can't build something lasting if you're constantly letting life interrupt you. You can't plant deep roots if every few minutes you're being pulled out of the soil. Sometimes you've got to disconnect to reconnect, not just with your work, but with yourself, with God, with your reason for waking up every morning. It's okay to put the phone down. It's okay to say, "I need space." It's okay to silence the noise so you can hear your own thoughts again. Because your clarity, your energy, your calling, they all live in that quiet place just past the chaos. Focus isn't just about work. It's about presence, being all in, whether you're with your kids, with your team, with your craft, or with your own thoughts. It's about showing up fully, not partially, because when you're split, distracted, divided, You can't give your gift to the world, and don't let the culture fool you into thinking multitasking is strength. It's not. Splitting your attention is splitting your potential, and the world doesn't need a scattered version of you. It needs your full power, your full presence, your full self. So start treating your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. Be ruthless about what gets your energy. Be intentional about who and what gets access to your mind. Guard your time, guard your space, guard your peace, because when your focus is sharp, your steps are certain. And when your steps are certain, your purpose becomes unstoppable. You want to change your life? Start by changing how you meet your morning. The way you wake up sets the tone for everything else. And I'm not just talking about setting an alarm or getting out of bed on time. I'm talking about waking up on purpose, with intention, with gratitude, with clarity about who you are and what this day is going to mean. See, most people roll out of bed already behind. The moment their eyes open, they're chasing emails, chasing schedules, chasing other people's opinions. They wake up into chaos and then wonder why the rest of the day feels like a storm. But when you own the morning, when you claim it as yours, you tell the world, I'm in charge of my energy. I'm not drifting. I'm driving. I'm going to tell you something that changed my life when I started waking up early, not because I had to, but because I chose to. I found peace, quiet, that space where you can hear yourself think, where you can pray, where you can plan, where you can sit with your fears, your dreams, your truth. That silence in the morning, that sacred ground. I remember when I was first starting out in this business. Auditions, rejections, late nights, self-doubt. It was easy to feel lost in the noise, but I'd wake up before the sun, sit in the stillness, and ask myself the hard questions. Why am I doing this? Who am I doing it for? What am I willing to fight for today? That time in the morning became my armor. It became my preparation, not just for acting, for life, because life throws punches, life tests your patience, life pulls you in every direction. But when you've already centered yourself in the morning, when you've already rooted yourself in something solid, you move different. You walk into the world less reactive and more intentional, less scattered and more grounded. Some people think owning the morning is just about discipline, but it's deeper than that. It's about respect for your own time, your own journey, your own spirit. If you start your day giving to yourself, you won't spend the rest of the day begging the world to give you something back. So whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, make space for yourself in the morning, not just physically but spiritually. Let your morning be your reset, your reminder, your charge, because if you don't take command of the first hour of your day, the rest of the day will command you. And your dream, your peace, your purpose, they deserve better than leftovers. They deserve your best, right from the start. You ever seen a tree growing through concrete, roots breaking through sidewalks, branches reaching for the sky, defying every obstacle in its way? That's what growth looks like. It doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It doesn't ask for permission. It just moves forward, quietly, powerfully, every day, and the truth is, every single one of us is planted with that same potential. But potential means nothing if you don't make room for it to grow. We live in a world that's constantly asking you to hustle, perform, react. But growth, real growth, it requires something different. It requires space, stillness, intention, time, and too many people are so busy doing everything that they leave no room for anything to develop inside them. Growth doesn't happen by accident. You don't just wake up better. You have to make time to stretch yourself, time to learn something new, time to reflect on who you are and who you're becoming. That's not wasted time. That's the most important time you can spend. I remember being at a point in my life when things were moving fast. Movies, meetings, momentum. But something inside me felt stuck. Like I was moving on the outside but standing still on the inside. That's when I realized success isn't growth. Busyness isn't growth. Noise isn't growth. Growth is doing the inner work. The quiet work, the slow, steady, uncomfortable, necessary work. It's reading when you'd rather scroll. It's journaling when you don't want to face your thoughts. It's listening to feedback instead of running from it. It's stepping outside your comfort zone even though everything in you wants to stay safe, and growth is not always exciting. Sometimes it's lonely, sometimes it's humbling, but it's always worth it. Because every time you stretch beyond what's familiar, you're proving to yourself that you are more than your past, more than your circumstances, more than your fear. You have to feed your mind, feed your soul, feed your craft, not with junk, not with distraction, but with truth, with effort, with things that elevate you. You can't expect your life to level up if you're not leveling up internally. That's like expecting fruit from a tree you never watered. So ask yourself, what are you planting in your time? What are you nurturing? Are you filling your schedule with things that just keep you busy? Or with things that make you better? Because if you don't make room for growth, life will eventually force it on you in ways you didn't ask for. Through loss, through pain, through failure. But if you choose growth now, if you choose to make space for it every day, then you'll walk into those hard seasons with strength, with wisdom, with resilience. You were not put here to stay the same. You were put here to rise, to evolve, to expand. So make the time, do the work, stretch. How you end your day is just as important as how you start it. Maybe even more. Because it's in those last quiet hours, when the noise settles and the lights go dim, that the real questions show up. The ones that whisper in your ear and ask, did you live today on purpose? Did you give your best, or just your leftovers? Did you move the needle, or just coast through? And I know, by the end of the day, we're tired. You've been pulled in every direction, made decisions, carried weight, handled problems nobody even saw. But that's exactly why the way you close the day matters. That's where the growth settles in. That's where the gratitude kicks in. That's where the fire starts to build for tomorrow. There was a time when I used to fall into bed, completely spent, just relieved the day was over. But I wasn't reflecting. I was escaping. I was surviving the day, not owning it. And it wasn't until I started taking a few moments at night, just 5-10 minutes, to sit with myself, to pray, to review, to acknowledge what went right, what went wrong, and what I could do better, that things started to shift. I started ending each day with intention, not exhaustion. You see, finishing with fire doesn't mean doing more. It means ending with purpose. It means not letting the day close without honoring it, without recognizing the gift that it was. Because even on the hardest days, there's something to be thankful for. Even in the struggle, there's a lesson. Even in the quiet, there's power. When you reflect at the end of the day, you're not just looking back. You're setting yourself up to move forward. You're collecting wisdom, you're sharpening your edge, you're building clarity so you can wake up with direction. And let me tell you something, gratitude at night is fuel for the fire in the morning. When you close your eyes knowing you gave your best, even if it wasn't perfect, even if the world didn't notice, you sleep deeper, you rest better, you get peace, and that peace, that's how you stay strong enough to do it all again tomorrow. Life isn't about burning out, it's about burning bright. Controlled fire, focused fire, fire that doesn't destroy, but refines. So when the day is done, don't just turn it off, honor it. Ask yourself, did I live today with intention? Did I love with honesty? Did I leave anything on the table? And if the answer is yes, if you know you gave what you had, then you can lay your head down and rest like a champion, because champions don't just start strong, they finish strong. And when you do that day after day, when you build that fire inside and protect it with discipline, with love, with purpose, nothing can stop you, not doubt, not failure, not fear, because that fire, that's yours. And nobody can take it from you. Now listen to me. You don't get to choose how many days you have, but you do get to choose what you do with the days you're given, and every single one of those 24 hours. That's your shot. That's your canvas. That's your responsibility. Recognize the gift. Protect your focus, own the morning, make room for growth, and finish with fire. Because life doesn't reward the ones who wait. It rewards the ones who wake up, who show up, who refuse to coast through their time like it doesn't matter. It does matter. You matter. Don't let another day slip by unnoticed. Don't waste another hour living beneath your calling. Stop letting the clock run your life, and start using time like it was made for you. Because it was. There's something only you were born to do, a light only you can shine, a voice only you can give. And if you waste your time, you waste your witness. You rob the world of your brilliance, so when you leave here tonight, don't just feel inspired. Be different. Walk like your hours mean something. Speak like your time is valuable. Live like every second counts. Because it does, and when your head hits that pillow tonight, I hope you don't just sleep. I hope you rest knowing you showed up for your own life. That's what it means to use your 24 the right way. Thank you. God bless you. Now go make the most of your time.